I barely even knew her. Why'd she pick me?
God, Brianna.
When you go to a high school where 9 kids die in car accidents in the course of a year, nothing shocks you anymore. That's how it was for John. He was not shocked when Anthony told him that the vice president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes didn't believe in God.
What? I don't believe in God. What?
Well, Martin, when you were elected to the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I just assumed...
Do you know what kind of club the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been in past years? An inactive club. Worse, an unknown club. We don't do any good service projects. We don't have our name out there like Key Club or Vice President's Club. All in all, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes just sits here. Don't be offended. You were a fine vice president last year, and you're a good president this year. It's just that all the leaders of the club have one common problem. They're all Christians. Now, having a personal relationship with God is a good thing, but it can be so darn distracting. And I can't really blame anyone for not being able to accomplish anything with this club. How can anyone expect them to when they have to be concerned with matters of the soul and such? What the Fellowship of Christian Athletes needs is a leader who's not distracted by such matters.
Martin, you're supposed to be a spiritual leader to the people of FCA.
And I am. People finally know the name of the FCA. We've had a bonfire, a lock-in, an ice cream
Yeah,
special.
those have all been great.
And we've had 52 people saved. 52 people at Pilchardren High School gave their lives to Jesus Christ. None of the other leaders even kept account.
It didn't shock John when I told him about the plaque I found in the guidance counselor's office.
You have to understand, Kurt, that when you were in your accident, you were in really bad shape afterwards. You were in a coma. Your vocal cords were crushed. One of your lungs was collapsed. Your chances really didn't seem all that good. So some of the faculty got together and talked about what should be done in the event that you passed on. It was decided that, if you in fact did not make it, the students would immediately desire to have something to memorialize you with. So it seemed like the logical choice for me to get this plaque. Well, looking back on it, it does seem like it was a trifle premature to buy this, and really once you made it into the new year, the plaque became kind of useless, but I can assure you my intentions were the best for the students and for you. Well, I guess now you can have the plaque. It's really yours as much as anybody's.
Even though death couldn't shock him anymore, it didn't surprise John to find out that it could still scare the hell out of him.
John, why haven't you left for school? John, what's wrong?
I can't drive anymore, Dad. I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm gonna die.
John, death is something we're all afraid of. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed. I'm just afraid.
Look, with so many kids dying in car accidents, it's only natural you'd be afraid. Look at it this way. After 8 kids have been killed, it's very unlikely that it'll happen to anyone else. All right? See you later.
John's father was wrong, of course, because he didn't know Brianna's secret, but none of us did. So John was prepared for any morbid shock, except for the shock that Denton gave him when he called and said,
I think I've killed Brianna.
Brianna had been in the last car accident at Pilchardren High School. 3 girls had lost their lives. Brianna had been the only survivor, and even she hadn't lived.
Hi, Brianna.
Dan, can I come in?
Sure. Is something wrong?
My friends are all dead. That's what's wrong.
Well, what can I do?
Do you have anything we can get drunk with?
I guess being ejected from a vehicle, then watching your 3 best friends all burn to death can make a person want to do that.
It all just happened so fast. One minute, I'm in the car looking over at Amy, and then I'm laying on the ground and everything hurts. I rolled over and looked at the car, and everybody was still inside. And that's when
That's when the gas tank ruptured and Pilchard Wren lost students number 6, 7, and 8.
people always told me I was so lucky to be alive. My parents sent me to a grief support group. It was all people who had survived accidents. All of them said that they wished they had died in their accidents, that they didn't want to be the only ones left. But I felt lucky. I'm glad to be alive. I mean, God forgive me, but if there could only be one person to survive that accident, I'm glad it was me.